Hello class, today's Wednesday, January 29th, day A. Today we're finishing up our research projects. Remember, they are due Thursday, January 30th, which is tomorrow. We'll do a brief share out for each group, so I'd appreciate it if you have those done. That'd be great. Reminder that I have glue sticks and scissors on my back small table by my desk, and I also have extra poster papers underneath my podium. Once you're finished, you can place your poster in a safe space so you know where it's at, or you can hand it to the substitute and they'll put it behind my desk by my refrigerator. A couple things that we need to do as a reminder on our posters: make sure you include these 4 areas. First off, first area will be an Africa map. Okay, you're going to show what countries are affected. Also, you can note on your poster, if you would like, that there are other countries affected by your disease, or if not, you don't need to worry about it. So there should be a picture of the continent of Africa and the areas in which your disease affects. The second, the drawing of the disease itself. You want to make sure that you have a picture or a drawing of the bacteria with color, please, and label any parts of the organism that you can. You also want to include some information about what spreads the disease. So you should have a picture of an insect, a rodent, another human being, bloody needles, whatever, that show how your disease itself spreads. So I should see 2 pictures of the disease and how it's contracted, and also a picture of the continent of Africa. Thirdly, you want to describe the course of the disease. What does it do to you? What are the symptoms? How do you treat it? And then talk about the numbers of people that have it. How much of sub-Saharan? A lot of your diseases specify how many sub-Saharan African peoples are affected. So, for a lot of these, like malaria, will state 83% of malaria cases happen in sub-Saharan Africa, or deaths, excuse me. So that can be a way to give me that number. How infrastructure, how does it affect everybody's everyday life? How does it change? What would you do to help prevent it? That's all what these questions are about. Okay, so those should be answered. And don't put the question on the poster, or you don't need to. Give me an answer with a question like phrased in it. This is how you stop the disease. This is how so things like that. All right, so I'm assuming fine-tuning and getting all your information on your posters will take you the majority of the period. You'll be getting PBS points for good behavior, and my top room will get 10 points on top of that. So make sure that you get those things, you get your behavior taken care of, and I expect nothing but the best there. But after you complete your research questions, I want to make sure that you submit those to Canvas itself. Okay, so submit your digital copy to Canvas. Just turn it into the Infectious Disease Project. Otherwise, I will be seeing your posters, right? Lastly, if you finished well before the bell, I know there was probably about 6 groups that finished, or 4 groups that finished yesterday completely. I would review your poster, go over the expectations by looking at the slides again, and then look at the next thing you're going to do is this coronavirus. It's a new thing. People are really worried about it, so I'm going to help give you some information about it. So you're going to click on this. It's a hyperdoc. What you're going to do is you're going to go through this and answer the information, make a copy of it. Hold on to it because we will talk about it later. So the questions are all on the left. The answers all go on the right. So obviously I'm going to put your name and period number up here. Some couple cool things about this. So you are going to go to the coronavirus website, which will be linked right there. So when it's linked right there, so when I click on this link, say About Neuro, so the Center for Disease Control is what the CDC is. You're going to click on that. It's going to open up a separate window. Now, along the side here are all the questions that I have related. So each question is broken into one of these sections. So as you read about the coronavirus itself, then you go to symptoms and complications, transmission, prevention of the disease, and that's how you kind of go through this sheet and answer the question. So it'll be brief statements, brief answers, but I do want full sentences. It'll help you learn a little bit about the disease itself, what to look for. Another cool thing is this coronavirus map. Okay, and one of the things that I found is this interactive map that these researchers have made. And what it does is I would say live tracks the disease, and you can, flip this through total deaths, total recovered. So it's almost like that, almost like that plague game. You can see there's been confirmed cases in Chicago. There's been 5 cases in the U.S., so this one may not be 100% up to date. It says 6 p.m. So there's been Washington, 2 in Washington, California, I think Arizona, Illinois. Oh, geez. So you can kind of look through that and see. You can also see like U.S. here, 5. There you go. So there's been 5 cases in the U.S., so multiple cases probably in California or Illinois would be my guess. Total confirmed cases now across the globe is 5,578. This is a good website to kind of track it and see how bad it gets. So we're expecting this thing to kind of get pretty nasty. But the other questions are, what are the initial common thread between infectious individuals in Wuhan, China? What symptoms does the coronavirus have? How soon do symptoms show up? How does the disease spread? What are the known carriers? There are several animals they think started it. What is the health risk to Americans at this point? What are some of the many ways to help prevent the virus from infecting someone else? What is the treatment? And then according to the map, why should we kind of be worried, right? Think about modern day infrastructure, air travel, etc., etc. There's a United States Times report. This is actually CBS Morning News, and then the cases rising in the U.S. This one is just an article about the 5 cases in the U.S. and why we should be kind of scared. So, nothing to worry about so far. So hopefully this kind of puts you at ease a little bit. Hold on to that doc. We will do something with it in a little bit or in a few days. Bear with me. I know as of late I've missed 2 days in the last 2 weeks. So I got 3 sick kiddos with fevers at home, a couple doctor's appointments. All my little ones have fevers and a couple ear infections too, so they're a little tough to handle. So we'll be staying home, no daycare for us until our fevers are down. So hopefully that'll go away soon, and we can get back to doing our normal everyday business. So I appreciate you guys using the the Trojan virtues of safe, responsible, and respectful. And we will see you all with finished projects on Thursday. Have a great day, Trojans.